Hey everybody, Looks into Swirl here. New day, new cup project. There you go. I'm going to start with a Tack-it cup and some white glitter because this is a request I had to try a full wrap water slide on top of a glitter cup. And I thought, okay, I guess I haven't done that yet. I've done lots of water slides on white glitter cups, but I haven't done a full wrap one. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to start with the Tack-it method. On our Maker Flow 20 ounce skinny straight, I spray painted it with matte white from Rust-Oleum. This is the Aleene's Tack-it over and over. I've mixed it with some water, approximately half and half. Whatever works. Whatever works is fine. You can also use it straight out of the bottle, but this makes it brush on a little more evenly, I believe. I have a little fluffy brush, and we're going to put on 2 layers. I'll show me putting on the first layer, then I'll bring you back after the second layer's dry and tacky so we can add the glitter. And we're back. All right, second layer of Tack-it is dried. Should be good and tacky, ready to receive some glitter. So I'm just gonna start putting it on. We are doing the Tack-it method. I'm not sure if I mentioned that or not. I'm using Aleene's Tack-it over and over glue. But I don't think I came right out and said we're doing Tack-it. We are. That's what I'm doing. I don't believe this is a holographic. I think this is a rainbow white. But you can still do a Tack-it method with basically any glitter at all. All you're doing is you're making it lie flat on the cup. So the fact that it won't have the holographic rainbows doesn't mean you can't use it in the Tack-it method or with the Tack-it method. Okay, 2-3 fingers, burnish, which means you're making the glitter lie down and flatten onto the cup. That's what you're doing. I think you can see the difference. It's much shinier where it's lying flat and fluffier looking where it's not yet. And whole hand. There we go. Beautiful glitter cup. I am going to seal this onto the cup with a couple layers of Rust-Oleum. I'm going to use gloss because I want it to stay shiny so that when we put the water slide over it, it will look like this. It won't look matte because that would make all the sparkle go away. Out on the deck and seal my cup, and I'll see you back here when it's time for the water slide. Okay, we're back. So I have my full cup wrap. I have mirrored it so that in theory, once it's ready to come off the backing paper, I'm going to wrap it around the cup and pull the backing paper off. I don't know that that's going to work. I have mixed results with that method. Just remember, this does not have any resin on it at all. I painted it. I did the Tack-it method to apply the glitter. I have sealed the glitter on with clear spray paint. And now we're going to see if we can put on a full wrap water slide and have it turn out okay. Yet another experiment. Start again. My bad. There was some leftover avocado dye, apparently, in the pan from a whole different video, and it reactivated with the water, and I didn't want it to mess up my beautiful rainbow water slide, so I did a quick water change, wiped the pan out, and now we're starting over again, sort of. This is my Hippoo, H-I-I-P-O-O brand, not my brand, my favorite brand. All right, that's ready to come off already. I'm going to attempt, to do this. Come on. Let go. Yes, I must say having 3 hands would come in really handy on occasion. I know they make devices that offer that sort of help, but a 3rd hand that I'm controlling would be really neat. I seal this with 2 layers of Rust-Oleum gloss clear spray paint. And then a third layer that was my favorite Plastidip Glossifier product. I will link to that below. It's pretty expensive to buy it off Amazon. I would recommend seeing if you can find it in Walmart. I have also found it on eBay on occasion. It just depends. I believe the Home Depot, Lowe's type stores have it as well. That turned out okay. It will need to be trimmed at the top. I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's a lot easier to do when it's dry. Get it to stick a little better at the bottom. Just curl around the cup. It is not a perfect fit. This top part will be fine because it'll trim off flush. This down here, not perfect. Unfortunately, it didn't line up perfectly. It's close. It's real close. Try a little, just a little bit of yellow alcohol ink there. That might do it. So this now gets to dry. Just tuck everything in. I'll bring you back when it's dry and we'll go on to the next step. It is the next day. I have to cut the top off. I have a fresh blade in my knife for that purpose. I do see, however, that right at the very top of the seam is still unattached from the cup. I wasn't careful enough to make that lay flat before it started drying. So once I cut the top off, I am going to tack this down with a little bit of UV resin and cure it so it won't potentially lift and cause more trouble farther down the seam when I put the layer of epoxy resin on. Start by doing this. Remember, fresh blade, it'll just make it that much easier. And you're gonna run your knife just very carefully. Insert the knife, run it around. And if you need to, again, carefully. Yes, I realize I'm putting the knife over my finger, but I am being careful. I just want to cut away. There we go. Ta-da! Now, like I said, I'm going to tack this a little bit down here, and once the coat of epoxy resin is on to hold everything down, then we can trim up the rim a little better. But for now, this is fine. It is time to get resin on this cup. I'm not going to bother sealing it other than doing the little bit of UV resin work at the top. The bottom is fine. It's totally adhered to the cup at the bottom. Take care of that spot and I'll go straight to resin. Okay, for those of you who might be curious about what I'm going to do with the UV resin, this is the part I'll show you next. This is my UV lamp. We have no sunshine today. So this is the setup. I just use whatever I have around that will elevate this up off the table so I can put it over the cup and have it sit there right directly over the UV resin spot, which will be, again, that little bit at the top there. So I have my gigantic bottle of UV resin that I love and use for everything. I get this off of Amazon along with pretty much everything else. I'm going to put a little bit of UV resin right there. Smooth it out. Put it down, hopefully, and then set the lamp over it. It does 120 seconds, 2 minutes at a time. I will probably run through that a couple times just to make sure it's really set up good, and then bring it back. We'll go for a full layer of epoxy resin over the whole cup.